Welcome to the Kitemana Hangtime podcast, guys. You're here with me, Ruben Lenton. Here, we are diving deep into the world of kitesurfing, bringing you inspiring stories, expert tips, and of course, the latest buzz. In today's episode, I'm super stoked to announce our guest, Willem Hooft, aka King of the Chair. After a life-changing accident leaving him paralyzed from the waist down, Willem made sure to not let anything stop him from getting back on the water. Join us as we sit down with him and learn more about his incredible journey and how he's taking kiteboarding to new heights, even from his chair. So let's jump right in.
3 years ago, I had a motorbike accident and ended up in a wheelchair. At first I thought it would be the end of my life. Actually started a new chapter for me. Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you too, man. So we're here with Willem Hooft, a freaking legend, who had a severe motorcycle accident in 2016, has been paralyzed from the waist down, and then he started kiting. I mean, why not? Yeah, man, what an inspiration.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So, how are you doing? Back in Cape Town, just rolled in?
Yeah, it's my 5th year now to be here. And about 7 years ago since I had my accident. And yeah, it feels good to be back, man.
Yeah, what do you like about Cape Town, man?
Well, first of all, I think the view, I don't know if you see it on the camera, but it's such an insane, beautiful place here. But of course also like the conditions for kiting here, I think there are not much places in the world where where everything comes so good together with the wind and the waves and
Shh, don't promote it too hard, then they're all coming.
Yeah.
I don't want that. It's already
Man,
busy
I love
enough.
it.
Stay away. Sharks as well.
Yeah, big sharks.
Exactly. And how's your riding progressing? I mean, I see you playing around with some new boards, and like, what has been the progression from getting to learn how to sit-kite to how you ride now?
Yeah, actually we were talking about that the other day. Like thinking back about 5 years ago, I was just kiting for a couple of months then, sit-kiting. And yeah, like it was literally surviving in between the waves here. It was, if I'm looking back at how I did it back then, it's quite a difference since. I did a lot of development on the gear. So it's a lot more lighter and a lot more safer. Yeah, a bit stronger. But also my level, of course, has progressed a lot.
Yeah, incredible, man. I mean, I remember actually introducing you to Thierry Smitter in Scheveningen.
Man, that's about 6 years ago or something.
Yeah, exactly. Because your friend Laurent, he's like, hey, yeah, my mate Willem, he had an accident and he was always an avid windsurfer. But yeah, he really wants to kite, so maybe you can help him a little bit. And yeah, I knew Thierry was sit-kiting, so then I organized that day there and you guys got to meet, and yeah, you took it to a whole new level because you progressed so fast in that, man. And then we saw you flying and even pulling the loops on the water. Fucking mad respect, bro.
Yeah, man, making progress every time, and yeah, in a way it's also like quite special to have the opportunity to do all these tryouts on the new gear and developing a lot on our own. I mean, last year we've been working together with the TU Technical University in Delft, for example, working together with teams that are specialized in Paralympic sports. And it's just nice that all these doors kind of open because, there's nothing on the market yet. So a lot of parties are interested in helping and bringing all the knowledge together. And yeah, it's just cool to be part of that process.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Like so many opportunities to get brands involved that want to help push this to the next level. And you also want to get more people into sit-kiting, or what's you have a foundation?
Yeah, definitely. Because it's in a way it's cool, and at the other side it's also sometimes like from my own experience, I know it's hard to start with sit-kiting because there is not like gear on the market that you can easily buy. And there are quite some extra risks that you need to take care of. And over the years that gave us the idea to start a foundation to combine all the knowledge that's here now. And we do a lot, our foundation, the Willem Hooft Foundation, we do a lot of development on the gear, but we're also developing a lesson program, especially for sit-kiting. So that kite schools worldwide can learn like what are the differences between normal kiting and sit-kiting, and how can they teach it safely.
So what are some of the difference and risks? Like I saw you in the beginning, you were practicing in the swimming pool, even with your board on, just to...
Exactly. I think the biggest difference is that as a sit-kiter, like we're totally strapped onto the board. And you cannot easily release because, being strapped onto the board, it's also your safety when you're in the water without the kite. But of course, it's also immediately a risk because, if the lines are tangled around your seat, for example, your safety systems don't work anymore. This is a big difference for, I think, stand-up kiters.
Yeah.
And this is the first lesson you do when you start sit-kiting, is learning how to, in any situation, untangle yourself if something like that happens. And we train it in a pool, simply rolling a rope around your body and learning you to Eskimo-teren in the water, like turn around and
as I see
relax.
Tomorrow.
And, like that. Yeah. It's a lot of trying out for ourselves as well. I mean, I've learned a lot from Chiri, and he kind of learned the hard way himself. But if you want to, I think, teach it to a broader audience or for more people, then it has to be like more structured and more safe.
Of course.
And we made a lot of progress in that.
Nice.
Last year we had the first sit-kite camp organized in Egypt, which was fucking awesome.
Oh wow!
With a small group of people as a tryout to see like, hey, is the lesson program working, and is this something we can make happen for more people?
Wow! Is there a lot of people that want to try it?
Yeah, I receive like weekly messages from people worldwide who are in a wheelchair, who are like, hey, fuck man, this looks cool. I want to learn. Where can I buy a board? Where can I take lessons? And there are a couple of schools who teach sit-kiting, but they are like full for 2 years up front, like that. Yeah, wow. So there's a lot of opportunity there, I think.
Definitely, and good that you're leading the way in that, because I remember you starting out, it was a mission to get like a custom seat that fit you well, to get the special board made, and to just get everything together. But to share that knowledge and to make it easier for people to get into is freaking amazing, dude. Respect, very nice. And I mean, you are a professional kiter. You're living from this sport and from sharing your story and your knowledge, right? So what does your business and kind of vision look like?
At one side, I'm training as much as I can as a pro kiter, see where how far I can push the limits in sit-kiting. My goal here for Cape Town is to progress towards 50 meters jumps. 15 meter
15?
jump.
I was going to say 50. It's got some advantages. Sitting down is too easy, man. 2 fingers in his nose and up 50 meters.
Let's go, Now 15 meters. But another big difference with sit-kiting compared to stand-up kiting is of course, if you're out of balance and you fall down, you cannot kind of kick off the board. And you don't have your legs as a suspension either to break the fall. So in the beginning, I didn't jump any higher than 3 meters because the impact on my spine, on my back was just too much. So this is one of the things that we did a lot of development on in the gear to make it lighter and make the board smaller also. And so with the flat landings that you have less impact and all these things. So I think this time it should be possible to progress to a bit more height.
Amazing, dude. 15 meters is crazy, but like, building in suspension will mess too much with like the feel and the directness of the board, I guess, and some foam as well. So what are some of the things that you can do? Making it lighter is one. And
we tried all these things out. For example, suspension, it helps a little bit in the impact, but because of the extra weight, you will be pulled down more towards the flat landing. And because I have another frame height now and another, because the weight is so much less, it's more easy if you're out of control just to throw your shoulder down first in the crash instead of like landing it flat.
Nice.
These kind of things. But besides kiting, I also work as a motivational speaker. So in both Netherlands or international, I talk about dealing with change, dealing with setbacks, taking personal leadership on your life. And I think this is something I feel a lot of passion about as well.
Amazing.
Because,
and did you have some stage fright in the beginning, or how was the journey of progressing to be confident on stage? It's quite a journey, no?
It's quite a journey, definitely. I mean, I did presentations now and then, but it was not something that I did very naturally. But then after my accident, I just noticed more and more people telling me like, hey, it's quite inspirational to see how you deal with the whole situation, and could you share something more about that? And I did some interviews here and there, and in that I found like, hey, maybe I can bring something more with this. So yeah, I did the training on that, just practice, and yeah.
I can see the difference now. You're so well spoken and like so good. Like you definitely grew a lot in that. And,
I had quite some hours of work in it by now. Yeah,
beautiful. Paying off big time, man. Feels so
yeah,
good.
thank you, man. Thanks.
No, I remember. I mean, people say you're a natural speaker, and I mean, I've been growing up with the camera and doing lots of things, but going on the stage, man, like I had so much stress. Like nothing would freak me out more, and like I'll just blank out and like I don't know what to do, almost puking, and like. And then Striker called me up. They were like, "Hey, do you want to do a talk at our sales meeting?" And it was 2,000 people, you know, and it was like, well, that's massive. And I remember being super nervous, and I had such a hard time to practice my own story, you know, because you talk about your own challenges and your own vision, and it's so boring to me to just like practice it over and over again. It's like, okay, my story again. But if you just speak from the heart, like the most beautiful things come out and people resonate with it, and it's actually one of the most powerful things we can do, I think. And yeah, we inspire people, man.
Yeah, I totally recognize what you're saying. I mean, if I'm looking back at one of my first talks, then I'm also like very nervous on stage and talking a lot from my head like that. And I remember like all this tension and in these moments. But I think it's mainly about what you're saying. If you speak from the heart, and also what I kind of my mantra before I go on stage is it's not about me. Yeah, it's about what I want to give there, and people don't have to take it, but at least I want to offer it to them. And yeah, the moment it's about them and not about me, then I feel all the stress just fades away. And yeah, it's about tuning outwards and feeling into my audience more than feeling into my own nervousness. 100%. And this is the switch that made a lot of difference.
Yeah, exactly. I recognize that, man. It's, yeah, because if you focus on yourself, like doing something wrong, no, it's about them sharing for them so that they can grow, learn from whatever they want to, or whatever resonates with them. Is just makes it so much lighter and more meaningful with the right intention. So that's a good one.
Yeah, exactly. And I think with the three things that I'm doing, like my foundation, the public speaking, and the pro kiting, for me, a lot of these, how do you say, things come together, like the circle is round.
Yeah.
I've did a lot of personal development over the years, also around my accident, of course, with the whole acceptation of the new version of how my body works, of course. And yeah, this is also something that I felt like, hey, I want to share this as well with the people around me, the life lessons that I learned from it. And I think with the public speaking and also with my foundation, it's a way to share a little bit of that part as well. Yeah.
And then there's a beautiful book that you wrote.
I wrote a book about it as well, of course.
How long did it take you?
That, the whole process took about 2 years, and this is the result. So no, I'm super proud of how it became. I wrote it together with a writer, and something I think it's really cool what he did is he interviewed a lot of people, like my best friends, my ex-girlfriend who was with me during the accident, but also the lady that hit me with her car, and the way she experienced the whole accident and the years after. And yeah, it gave me also a lot of insights about how this accident not only affected my life, but also affected the lives of so many people around me. And of course the hard and the sad moments, but also the moments of finding new hope and new strength in the new situation and determination. And yeah, wow. I'm very grateful for the people around me that helped me to come this far.
It gives me goosebumps, man. Wow. I mean, you sent me the book. I didn't read it yet. I haven't read a book in my life, I think. But I'm going to put myself to it. And it's called No Wave Too High. What a beautiful title.
We're going to give one book away. So to see how you can win it, read the descriptions below and stay tuned. Yeah,
definitely. Maybe a lucky winner. No, that's good, man. No Wave Too High. It's going to be the Dutch version, though.
Yeah, the English version will come out later this year.
Alright. Yeah, looks like a super awesome book. I will definitely read it. And thanks for sharing that. I'm sure there's a lot of awesome insights in it.
You never read a book in your life, but I can tell you, this book is quite easy to read. I had many friends that told me that they never read a book like completely, but there's a lot of speed in it. And
nice. Yeah, and it's a nice way of doing it with somebody else. And then, I mean, that's the crazy thing about funerals, actually, how well you get to know someone from so many perspectives. And what you just shared, like learning about how your accident affected other people, like learning from those different perspectives is so valuable, you know. I think you can take a lot from that. So yeah, I think that's the beauty of funerals. Luckily, this was no funeral,
but in a way, like just after my accident, it felt a little bit like that. That I received messages from people some people I hadn't spoken to for 10 years or something, and I received all these letters or long text messages from people like, "Hey, I remember this moment we had together." Or we talked about this and it made this impact on my life. All these things you normally only tell about someone that's not among us anymore. And in the beginning it was not sure if I would be, of course. It was quite tricky. But the days after my accident, to read back all those messages, I literally after a couple of minutes I just had to stop because it was like a lot.
Yeah.
But also to have had that experience, it was quite beautiful.
Exactly, so much power and energy and love that you can feel through that.
Exactly, and people normally don't tell you. So honestly, I think about the way they experience you.
100%.
And that learned me a lot about, like, hey, why are we waiting for someone not to be with us anymore before we share those things? Yeah.
And also that we are good as we are, that we are a light to someone. I think we all inspire each other, no matter how old, how young, who we come across. We all are here to make each other feel good, and I think that's beautiful, and that can be shared more often. So I love you guys, and love you too, brother.
Yeah, man.
So happy to be here with you, man. Really nice.
A good thing to share, definitely.
And Ydwer, you know Ydwer?
Yeah, of course.
Have you chatted to him? Has he reached out to you? You've reached out to him? How's that relationship?
Yeah, I didn't know Ydwer personally before his accident. I mean, of course, by name, but after his accident, we had some chats and we met up a couple of times. And it's I recognize a lot, of course, in the things he's going through. And at the same time, everybody has also their own process and their own physical challenges as well. I mean, for me, it's like I'm paralyzed from the waist down. My upper body is still full functioning. Ydwer, he has an incomplete injury in the neck. He has different physical challenges as I have. And I think, that's one of the reasons also why I have my foundation, because I noticed that it just helps a lot for me to have now and then these contacts with other individuals with similar challenges. I mean, we all have our own way to work through it, but I definitely feel empowered seeing how others do it and vice versa, I think.
Yeah, very beautiful, man. Yeah, I can imagine that is a crisscross of emotions and life. We all experience it in our own way, no matter what journey you're on. And seeing how Ydwer and Mariah tackle their situation is also so inspirational and without no doubt so heavy every day. It's so much work, and it's life now, you know. And for life, we can be grateful. We're here for a reason.
Exactly, and I mean, Ydwer and I were both like in a wheelchair, but when I'm on stage, for example, I mean, setbacks, it's something that everybody has to deal with. And my challenge is living in a wheelchair. But everyone has their own challenges in life. And I think in that sense, we can all learn from each other. And I think that's the main thing about
100%. You share some of your challenges, somebody might share some business challenges which inspire you to take the foundation or something to the next level. So
exactly.
Keep on coming. Beautiful. And the Willem Hooft Foundation, tell me something more about that. Where is it at? What's your vision for it? What's next? And how can we help?
Well, I experienced myself how important it is to still have that feeling of freedom when you're in a wheelchair. And this is something we want to share with as many people as possible. And we found out that it's hard to start a sport as sit-kite surfing or sit-wakeboarding when you're in a wheelchair. Because the adapted gear, it's expensive. There are no schools teaching at the moment. So that's where we as a foundation come in. Our goal is to make seated water sports as sit-kite surfing accessible for people with physical disabilities. My new dream is to see the sport grow into a Paralympic sport and that it will be integrated in events like King of the Air, Red Bull Mega Loop.
King of the Chair, right?
King of the Chair, exactly. that we will have this sit-kite division in there, and yeah, let's see how far we can progress.
Well, if you're almost jumping 15 meters, I will call Red Bull and we can make it happen.
Yeah, let's see. I've had some chats and.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you had.
But first, I think to reach this level, it's important to have as many riders on the water as possible. So what we do is we organize also sports events. For example, the camp in Egypt, what I told about, where we really learn people the start and the beginning, how to start sit-kiting safely. But to make this happen, we of course need the funds to make that happen.
Yeah.
This year we're gonna have the first edition of a fundraiser, Wheels to Waves, it's called. It's in the Netherlands. We're gonna organize a downwinder from Noordwijk to IJmuiden.
I know that place.
Yeah, it's your hometown. So, but the idea is to raise funds for the foundation, and the subscription will be open very soon. We will allow 100 people to. We're looking for 100 people that want to help us to raise funds for the foundation. So, if you're interested, look at the link below, and you can help us big time.
And
yeah.
It's in April, you say?
It's
in a wind window, on a weekend, during the day, or how does it work?
It's between the 8th of April and the 3rd of May.
Okay.
And it depends on the best wind and weather conditions.
Okay.
We hopefully want to do it in the weekend.
Yeah.
But of course, with the weather, you can't always plan it ahead.
And you will give like a 48-hour notice, or?
We give 48-hour notice, and yeah.
So nice. I will register as well. So if you're around, definitely come join us on this downwinder. And we support the Willem Hooft Foundation to get more people sit-kiting.
Amazing, yes.
Nice.
You can participate for €50 and you get your own personal fundraiser link afterwards. Of course, we have an after party afterwards on the beach. So let's see how many people will join us, but I'm looking forward to this event.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome, brother. Thank you so much for the chat. Really lovely. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. And I will see you soon.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks.
Mooi boep.
What an incredible dude. I always love hanging out with him and learning from each other. It's wonderful. Thank you so much for checking this out. I hope you really enjoyed it and might be able to take away some of these tips and techniques that he uses to overcome challenges and apply it to your own life. In the next episode, we are gonna hang out with Craig Kuleski, world-renowned professional photographer, and I'm looking forward to spend some time with my friend. So I hope to see you there. Much love. Ciao.